everybody! I'm doing a mini session for one of my patrons. I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. Going to be going as guided by spirit, so there aren't any specific goals. If you're interested in checking out my Patreon community, you should definitely do so. It's patreon.com/Abbey Normal's Wisdom Quest. There's a lot of content out there. I've been doing workshops over the years. I'm doing live streaming on the regular, reduced cost sessions. So definitely check it out. You can also explore individual sessions, session packages, psychic mentoring, live group experiences. All that stuff's on my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right. I want to thank you, the patron. And thank you so very much for another opportunity to connect with you. Thank you for sharing with us here on YouTube. Thank you for being a part of my Patreon community. If you guys are interested in checking out previous sessions I've done with this patron, I'm going to put links in the description. All right, I'm going to get started now. Here we go. I have to chill out. I'm really happy, really wound up. I got to chill out so I can hear your energy field. Okay, relaxing. What is the most meaningful wisdom and healing I can share with you today? Interesting. This is the scene. You don't have any hair. You are specifically a woman who has a bald head. You have very chiseled features, like a really noticeable nose. It's not like flat, it sticks out like mine, like a pointer finger. And you have very high cheekbones. You have normal human skin, complexion. You're scribbling really quickly. And it's not white chalk, it's some sort of white, thick, kind of maybe a marker. And this isn't exactly a chalkboard. It's like a house roof from the inside looking. And we kind of collapse it down, and I just see boxes with sort of X's in them. And they create the shape of what could be a house, the roof of the house. Maybe this would be like an architectural drawing, but I mean, you're writing on this very quickly. And it's kind of like scribblies. And you just go in. You're just going. Who do you look like? You look familiar. You look really familiar. It's an actress. And her name, I believe, is V in the movie. And it's V for Vendetta. That's what the movie is. Who's the actress? One of the main characters. You look like her. Does she have her head shaved in that movie? You look like her with a bald head. You're very beautiful. There's meaning to everything. There's a reason why the scene looks like this. This is where we begin. The writing's on the wall. What is the writing saying? Why are the shapes so complicated? Why does it have to be this way? Why can't it just be this rectangular chalkboard or something? Why does it have to be like the shapes of what might create a roof? It's not even smooth. The material that you're writing on isn't even smooth. You're desperate to get a message across, but you can't seem to do it right. It just looks like you're creating cursive L's. It just L's. You even say that silently. You're like a mime trying to communicate with me, and you're pointing at this. It's interesting because I almost said meme, but I said mime. And maybe there's a meme here. I'm going to throw it out there. I say, is this scene possibly, like, I feel like we're playing charades in a way. We're able to pick up details, really specific ones, We don't really know how to connect the dots of these details. Why do they look like this? I don't know. There's not a lot of energy in order for me to really interpret what's the profound message, on what level. Is it to reach humanity? Is it an epiphany for yourself? It seems like you're wanting to communicate to a broader audience. Why is it that you look specifically like V in V for Vendetta? Seems like we have a lot of questions. We're picking up on details, not a lot of answers. Not a lot of ability to really understand the bigger picture. What does this mean? You know, it reminds me of, times in my own life. And we're talking about a lot of times in my own life where all I can work with is the clues, but I literally have no means to be able to predict even what I'm going to be juggling next week. How can my life be that unpredictable that I can't, on some level, have an idea of what next week holds? My approximation is a very vast approximation. And I can't even predict what 2 months holds, let alone next week. And it's been like this for so long. So this kind of makes me think of that about my own life. All right, I've got details. I definitely can work with and pinpoint some specific details, but I can't really fill in all the blanks. And it doesn't all add up, and I don't really know how to make perfect sense of it. I'm going to ask you then, V, what else you want to say? Because you speak without really speaking. It's like you're a mime. You say one more chance. You point your finger like this, and it represents one, and you're really like emotionally and dramatically expressing this. One more time. That's what you're saying. One more time. We'll celebrate. What? That's what's coming to me. You know, I see a kind of cartoony event happening. Maybe this is the meme part, but I see a janitor, and the janitor's kind of goofy. Like, this is kind of very cartoony. And the janitor's kind of standing over here, like this is a stage front. And it's like a bad act. It's a janitor has this mop and is starting to mop, like is gonna mop up the stage. But then the janitor looks at the mop, you know, everything's like a silent comedy or something. Like, this is meant to be funny, I guess. Looks at the mop and shrugs his shoulders, tosses the mop, like you hear a funny like sound. And then you see the janitor coming in with like a big construction vehicle and is honking and then just completely moving the scene off of the stage. V, though, you're still standing there like looking bewildered. Silent comedy, like tears. We're all laughing because we really get it. The thing that's lacking is I can't really tell from the heart what you're saying. It's really good acting, it's funny, it's relatable, but I'm really trying to hear, what is it that you're really saying here? What is it that you're really going through? And I say, don't be afraid to speak. Don't be afraid to really speak up. That makes you nervous. What if it's speaking or expressing and not speaking? There's something about familiarity or comfortability expressing oneself aligned with a comfort zone of humanity, a vibrational comfort zone that humanity is tuned into. You know what that is. We don't want to step on each other's toes. We don't want to be too honest. We don't want to be too loud. We don't want to get into other people's bubbles. You know, it's that kind of sensation. What if you started to tap into the actual frequency of your heart and to speak those words from your heart, no matter how people reacted? Because sometimes when you start speaking as your divine truth voice, like we have our human way of speaking, and then we have our divine truth way of speaking, and it sounds different. And people who are used to us speaking like a regular human, then suddenly we're speaking the truth, like from a divine truth level. It kind of freaks people out that aren't used to hearing it, you know? It's almost like an alarm going off and it's too loud and it's cringy. But you keep holding yourself back. This is like me holding myself back when it comes to expressing light language. And what is really in the way? Myself. Like literally there's nobody in the way. I just want my light language to be like everybody else's light language, and it's not. And I want to be like everybody else too. I want to be the cardboard cutout too. I want to be just like everybody else's chocolate chip cookie. I want to be just one chocolate chip cookie, and everybody else is the same chocolate chip cookie, and we don't put M&Ms in there. We don't add peanut butter. We don't add any kind of nuts. Like there's only one kind of chocolate chip cookie, and we all have to be that one kind. We can't be any other flavor of cookie either. It's just that whole statement of, do I really want to be like everybody else? Seriously? Because then I'd be living in a world of what? Just like one type of cookie, one type of ice cream? Like what a boring world that would be. So you're going to have to be your own cookie, you know? Like you're your own flavor of cookie. I'm my own flavor of cookie. And I can't be like the flavor that most people like, which is a lot of people like chocolate chip. I like chocolate chip. Not everybody likes fudge cookies or peanut butter cookies. Some people are allergic to peanut butter. I want to be the cookie that people aren't allergic to and that people just prefer over any other cookie. But I can't actually be that. I'm probably more like a lemon orange cookie with nuts, and it just takes a weird adaptation to acclimate to my strange cookie flavor. And that's like my light language. And so I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just having a conversation with you. It's like, what do you think about that? Is that familiar? Is that why you're holding yourself back? You're still not expressing, and it's turning into a bit of like a depression in a way. And it's not like depression level, it's just I feel heavy about this. And like janitor just came and demolished what I was working with, and now I feel like I'm starting all over again. But you really are just the face. You're not even telling me this. You're just like, you're just acting it out, okay? You're acting out what I'm trying to interpret you, and so I have to interpret you like you're still a mime, still trying to interpret you. I feel like the base bone of the message is to find your voice and find out what it is that you want to say. You can even ask yourself, is there something I want to say? If I had something I really wanted to say, what would that be? Do I even want, do I want to, I feel like there's something in the message about you expressing yourself to a broader audience. And I think it's okay to be funny too. I think it's okay to be misunderstood. And I think misunderstanding is actually kind of a spice of life, even though people right now are really overwhelmed by all that misunderstanding stuff. Is it misunderstanding? Is it misinformation? Is it judgment? Is it we're so tired we can't take it anymore? We just want the truth. Well, the truth hurts or whatever. But misunderstanding's good too. And I say, I probably will just be misunderstanding you because you're doing the mime thing and I'm trying to play along to make sense. And maybe I can only understand so much of the depth because you're going to have to find out what's there. And then maybe you're trying to put it into writing. Maybe you're trying to put voice to something. Maybe you're trying to articulate, find out what that something is. Maybe it has something to do with light language. But again, communication is a big, highlight, bold, underline that word. Communication is a big theme in this message. And there's the confusing element, okay? And self-expression. I love the mystery behind this. I feel like I'm hanging on the edge. I want to know more. Maybe you feel that way too. Maybe you want some more articulate knowing in your life. Kind of like, could I just know what next week holds so then I can just plan for once in my life? Maybe it's just the inconsistencies of life. Trying to figure out what all these facts and details add up to in order to understand yourself and how you want to express yourself. You're going to have to weed through this and really find the meaning for you, but I think you got a lot of content to work with. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day.